Okay, so I wanted to do a video on being Native American, and mainly because as a counter argument to this guy. And instead, I'll do that video later, but I want to tell you about this Dr. Todd. And I've seen a couple of his videos, and the dude seems like a scamster, honestly. He seems like he kind of reminds me of me. That's what I'm gonna tell it how it is. And he's making his YouTube money by just pumping out these YouTube videos. I'm doing the same thing, and just picking up like a controversial topic. But the thing about him is he's making it look like he's coming from a place of authority because he's a doctor. But he'll tell you, oh, I'm not gonna, psychoanalyze this person because this is not a diagnosis because this person is a real person. Blah blah blah. What he's really doing is he never adds really any information to a video, and all he does is he picks hot topics for the clicks. Not knocking it down, but I'm calling it what it is, because like again, I'm doing the same thing. But this one kind of pissed me off because he's wrong about this one, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Sacheen Littlefeather? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing in this video, only
See, he never diagnoses, he only speculates. But watch this.
Speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. Sacheen Littlefeather was born in Salinas, California on November 14, 1946. At this time, her name was Marie Cruz. It's worth noting that some sources indicate her name was Maria Cruz. Sacheen's mother, Geraldine Barnitz, and her father, Manuel Cruz, both worked as saddle makers. Sacheen had two younger sisters. Her mother had been born in Santa Barbara, California, and was of French, German, and Dutch descent. Sacheen's father was born in Oxnard, California, and was of Hispanic descent. His relatives were from Mexico. Sacheen told people something different. She indicated that her father...
So right there, daddy's from Mexico, mama is European American or European.
Had White Mountain Apache and Yaqui ancestry. Sacheen's father died in 1966. Her mother died in 2009. Sacheen graduated from high school in 1964 and attended various colleges. She moved to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1969 to pursue a modeling career. Around this time, Sacheen started using the name Sacheen Littlefeather. She claimed that she chose the name Sacheen because her father used to call her by that name. She selected the name Littlefeather because she always had a feather in her hair. Sacheen was able to stay busy with acting. She was in several television and radio commercials. She participated in beauty pageants, worked at a radio station, did freelance reporting, was a professional model, and did a photo shoot for Playboy magazine. The feature was canceled. However, the photographs would be released later after she became well known, which brings me to the timeline of the incident. At some point, Sacheen became friends with the famous actor Marlon Brando. It's not clear how they met. In one story, Sacheen indicated that she sent him a letter asking about his interest in Native American issues. A few months later, he called her at the radio station where she worked. In another story, they met in Washington, D.C. In 1972, the movie The Godfather was released. It was well received and is considered one of the greatest movies of all time.
I just want to say, man, this guy's boring as shit. He really doesn't add anything to it, man. His just a critique on him. His video could just be a bunch of Wikipedia pages, word to speech, because when you click on my videos, I'll give you my 2 cents, whether you like it or not. And this dude, for the most part, he kind of doesn't give you his 2 cents for the most part. And when he does, like in this case, he's wrong. So let me keep going.
Hi. Marlon Brando was nominated for Best Actor at the 45th Academy Awards for his role as the character Vito Corleone. The awards were presented on March 27, 1973 in Los Angeles, California. Marlon Brando was the clear favorite to win the Oscar, and he was aware of this. He decided to boycott the ceremony because he was not pleased with how Native Americans were represented in American films. He notified Sasheen of his plan and authorized her to represent him at the awards. Marlon Brando gave her a speech to read at the podium. The actor Roger Moore and the actress Liv Ullmann presented the award for Best Actor. Not surprisingly, Marlon Brando was declared the winner. Sasheen walked on stage wearing a beaded buckskin dress. As Roger Moore handed her the Oscar, she raised her hand. Normally when this happens at the Academy Awards, the presenter gets slapped. But back in 1973, things were different.
He made a fucking Will Smith joke.
Sasheen was simply indicating that she was declining the award.
And look at him, that's the thing is, I don't know this dude's trying to pretend to be like a doctor and shit, and then he has like this weird like low kind of humor, and it's kind of like off-putting. Look, man, like, are you trying to be professional or not?
At this point, she presented a speech that was shorter.
But again, like I said, he's just working the algorithm. He's not really giving it his 2 cents. Really, he's just he saw this as a hot story because this one was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he saw the YouTube algorithm. He goes, I'm gonna talk about this, and not really give my 2 cents, and except for a couple things that just go with the flow, and you'll see.
And the one Marlon Brando prepared. She said that she was Apache and president of the National Native American Affirmative Image Committee. She was representing Marlon Brando. He had prepared a long speech, but she didn't have time to present it. Marlon Brando could not accept the award because of how Native Americans are treated in the film industry. Sasheen's speech was met by mixed reactions from the crowd. Both applause and booing could be heard. Based on future events, she would have received only applause if she had slapped Roger Moore.
Here he goes with his stupid joke again.
Members of the Academy were not too happy. After this ceremony, no more representatives were allowed. Only the person who actually won the award could come on stage. Sasheen continued with her career and had limited success. A few years after the Academy Awards incident, she indicated it had little effect on her career. Later, she claimed that she was threatened and shut out of Hollywood. She complained that the media released articles saying that she was not Native American, which of course was actually true. She was not.
See, he's gonna claim that she's not Native American. And again,
Native American. Sasheen became an inspiration to other actors interested in the topic of diversity and how groups are represented in Hollywood. For example, Jada Pinkett Smith boycotted the Academy Awards in 2016, saying that she was inspired.
I'm gonna just stop it right here. He claims that she's not Native American, but he doesn't really bring proof, like actual physical proof. Like, so you got her DNA, prove it to me that she's not, you're a doctor, I want hard facts. I don't want he said, she said. I want hard facts. If you want to say that you're Native Americans, I would also argue, let me see the facts. Now, I didn't have to do much research to quickly find out that she's Native American. Obviously, her dad is a Mexican American. His family is Mexican. It's really easy to figure this out. Now, if you're Mexican, I'm Mexican American. I'm part Native American. And I don't have to do a DNA test to know this. I look at my damn mom. My damn mom looks like a damn, like she's from a damn tribe. My grandpa and her parents, my grandparents, spoke Spanish and a different language, a Native American language. So again, and they look super brown, super native. When you think of a Native American, like you see them in all westerns, like no facial hair, long thick black hair, like how I have, certain features, that's how my family looks like. On my dad's side, we got a little bit more Spanish. Obviously my last name is Spanish. It's actually Basque, but so obviously most Mexicans are a mixture of Spanish and Native American, and the reason why is when the Spanish came to the Americas, they're Catholic, and in Catholicism is you can convert. It's okay to marry interracially, especially if they convert. Like Catholics are super cool with interracial, mixing. So when they came over here, they weren't trying to like isolate themselves from the natives. They welcomed the natives as long as, hey, if you convert to Catholicism, hey, we're all family. Now you're part of us. Yeah, we can marry each other. It's like it's a thing, and super welcoming. So they kind of like interbred with the locals, and that's what your average like Mexican is. It's part native of all the natives from that region, and then part Spanish. Some are more Spanish, some are less Spanish, but most of them are natives. It's a thing. Now, with her father being Mexican American, before I even did my research on her, I could just tell, like, well, if he's Mexican American from that time period, again, he was born, I think, in the 1920s. So his parents were born in the 1800s in Mexico. They're definitely have some native in them, And then the further back you go, they're gonna be native. They're gonna have some native in it. And I did my research, and sure enough, there's paperwork that her great grandparents were not just Native American, but were Yaqui, the very tribe that she was claiming to be of. Now she was also claiming Apache, which that I couldn't find proof of that, but I did find proof of Yaqui. That her one of her great grandparents were there's like a birth certificate that states that they're Yaqui. But like I said, like it's on average, I would believe most Mexican Americans if they told me they were Native American. Now, if somebody was blue-eyed, blonde hair, pale white skin, told me that they were Native American, I gotta see some DNA, because those are not, dominant genes of the natives. Blue eyes are more are recessive genes. Blonde hair is a recessive gene. So if you have a lot of that in you, then it's less likely that you're native. Also, darker skin, that's more of a dominant gene. So every now and then I come across white people that say they're native and like super white, and I'm like, I gotta see some proof, man. Just saying. Now, all this came about. A little bit of it was because there's one Native American chick from like Ohio or or I think it's from Ohio. It's been a minute since I researched this. She came about and said that she was a Native American, and even though it came out that after all this, that her ancestors were Yaqui, and like you can find this on Wikipedia page, it says it. She still doesn't consider her to be Native American because she's claiming that Native Americans means the indigenous people in the United States. So if you're south of the border, you're not Native American. So she doesn't consider Aztecs Native American, Mayans, Inca, hell, even north of the border, let's say like Eskimos. She wouldn't consider them to be Native Americans because she made her own definition, and her definition of what a Native American is, first of all, you have to be in the United States and in the tribe. So let's say you were part of Cherokee Nation, in a tribe, but then you decide to leave that tribe. You're not Native American, So if you're not a tribal member, you're not Native American. And that's her definition that she made up. But if you go by the textbook definition of what a Native American is the people that were here before Columbus, before the Europeans. The people that were indigenous from Alaska to freaking Chile. That's what a Native American is. And it has nothing to do with tribes, because not all of them had tribes, and it's I know we're just fighting over definitions, but she is Native American, whether you like it or not, And the thing about it, her thing too is, they bring up, well, she decided to change her culture later on in life. Hey man, we all got the right to do that. Like if I decided, you know what, I'm gonna dress more like my grandparents, I'm gonna dress more like my ancestors, I'm gonna live a more traditional life. Doesn't make me any less Native American. My DNA is still my DNA. It's all a personal choice. Yeah, I get what they're saying. It's like that she's fake, and they were able to convince her sister that she's fake because that's not how she dressed. But that's just her attire, It's I don't know. It's she was just trying to get down with her roots, It's like if anybody would try to get down with their ancestral roots. But again, she is Native American. This guy's he's basically, I'm calling him a scam artist or a fraud for making this video, doing no research. Again, it took me less than 5 minutes to find out that she is. But again, he doesn't really care about the truth. He's just making these videos to get the clicks. I understand it. I'm pretty much doing a lot of the same thing. On some of my videos, I don't do extensive research, but I don't pretend to be like a doctor or a super expert on this. Like I could definitely be wrong in a lot of my shit, I don't really stand like 1,000% and try to do this professionalism, because look, his video is so super professional, and he has the title doctor, that he's trying to get credibility or to his whatever he says, like your word has meaning because you're a doctor. If it's like these doctors who push pills, even if they don't believe it, you're kind of using your title as a person of authority, and you shouldn't do that, especially when you're wrong, And this isn't the first video that he's been wrong on. I've seen a couple, but this is the one I remember the most, and this one just pissed me off because people telling somebody that they're not what they are, especially when they didn't do the research. Again, Native Americans, people who were here before, and it's in your DNA. And one thing about being a Native American is that the tribe thing, people get that wrong all the time. You can be part of a tribe. It doesn't mean you're Native American. It just means you're part of the tribe. Like, for example, let's say you're a white person from the UK. All your ancestry is in the UK. You come to Oklahoma and you decide you're chilling there, and Cherokee Nation's cool with you and they want you part of the tribe. They're like, hey man, you're a fellow, you can join the tribe. Doesn't mean you're Native American. It just means you're a member of Cherokee Nation. That's it. It does not make your being a tribe member does not make you Native American. What makes you Native American is that or part Native American is being related to the people that were here by DNA. They're your ancestors. I'm part Native American. She's part Native American, and I hate to say it but proof is proof. Elizabeth Warren is part Native American. A small part, minuscule, but technically she is. Although I hate that she claims it because she's 99% not Native American. So it shouldn't be your identity sometimes if it's almost non-existent. I don't know what percentage it should be like for you to say, to almost identify, but it should be a good amount. You know, I know with Little Feather, it was probably less than half because of her parents. You know, she was probably like honestly maybe around 30%, I would say. You know, but that's still a good amount. You know, I haven't done my DNA test. My sisters have, and I think we're over 50% Native American. So depending, like some of them have more than others, and also like everybody in my family. I have nieces. One of my nieces, and she has like I don't know, like it was like 70%. I don't know. Some of us have just more than others, and that's all I have to say. This dude's a scam artist. He's just, and I don't hate him, but I'm calling it out. That's it.